petition in which the Senate is accusing the National Assembly of passing 24 laws in a manner that violates the Constitution and undermines the role of the Senate. Justice Weldon Korir termed the issue raised by senators as weighty and should be filed under certificate of urgency. He has directed that the petition be forwarded to Chief Justice David Maraga to form a 3-judge bench to hear it.
Revenue Bill 2019.
The supremacy battle between the National Assembly and the Senate will now play out at the corridors of justice after the Senate case accusing the National Assembly of passing 24 laws without their input sailed through. As a show of solidarity and unity, they marched from the Senate buildings to Milimani Law Courts, led by Speaker Kenneth Lusaka, Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen, and Minority Leader James Orengo. In the petition, the National Assembly and its Speaker Justin Musturi are the respondents, while the Council of Governors and the Attorney General are listed as interested parties. Senior Counsel James Orengo, who doubles as Minority Leader of the Senate, rubbished laws that were passed without their involvement as is contrary to the Constitution, since a number of them relate to counties and the devolution process.
They cannot be withdrawn, they cannot budget, because they do not know their share of revenue. Because you can't budget with what you don't have or what you do not know you'll have.
Senate Deputy Speaker Kindiki Kithure, who submitted the petition on behalf of the senators, termed the current situation between the two houses as a crisis, as Senate cannot transact business before the matter is heard and determined.
Real danger of the country being thrown into a crisis, not only by the executive, but also by part of the bicameral parliaments, in the name of a National Assembly that behaves rogue, that behaves in what I can call primordial activism.
Justice Weldon Korir certified the case as urgent and further directed the file to be forwarded to Chief Justice David Maraga so that he can form a 3-judge bench to hear the case that is set to be mentioned on the 29th of July.
I direct the Deputy Registrar of the Constitution and Human Rights Division to forthwith transmit this file to the Chief Justice for purposes of considering appointment of an uneven number of charges, being not less than 3, to hear the petition. The petitioners are directed to serve the petition upon the respondents and the interested parties before the close of business today for mention on the 29th day of July this year for further directions.
Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen said there has been an attempt to emasculate the counties and the institutions that have been established by the Constitution. He argues that National Assembly has denied the country benefit from essential laws emanating from the Senate, which sought to strengthen devolution.
The Senate has actively engaged the National Assembly and has repeatedly made various proposals to ensure compliance. However, despite this, there has been continued and persistent non-compliance with the directions of the Supreme Court by the National Assembly, a state of affairs that has greatly undermined devolution and constitutionalism.
The sibling rivalry between the Senate and the National Assembly is nothing unprecedented, as back in 2019, Senate led by the Senate Speaker Ekwe Oduro sued the National Assembly over the division of revenue bill. The Supreme Court, in its advisory opinion, sided with the Senate by insisting that although the division of revenue bill touches on matters revenue, Senate has input in it as it looks into devolution. The senators said they have confidence that the High Court will rise to the occasion and deliver a decision that advances the rule of law and good governance in the country. Irene Mwangi, KUTV.